Well now.
Hey guys, so welcome back to Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. We're in the middle of class trial number 5. Shit is going sideways. I've actually got a few things right and a few things spectacularly wrong. So let's carry on where we left off. No time to waste. And then the Monokuma and Cubs Theater segment began. He's still narrating. But with all the Monokubs destroyed, this segment was no longer possible. And so the curtain quickly fell. That was fast. Okay, even the game's not messing around. Okay, so we've assumed that Maki is the culprit here. But something still seems strangely off.
The flashback light became the motive. When Kokichi remembered that he was a remnant of despair, I planned to kill him.
Right, but he's been confused this entire time. He's been like, Junko? Hope's Peak? What are those? You know? So I don't think he's actually experienced this flashback light, much like Kaito hasn't.
I thought that if I killed him, this game, and the battle between hope and despair, would end.
See, you can't end this game just like that, okay? Everyone's tried before, well, not everyone, but people have tried before to end the game by trying to kill the mastermind, and it never works out.
I was confident in my talent as an assassin. I knew I would be able to do it.
It's just somehow the mastermind would never allow themselves to be vulnerable to death. Okay?
We've tried to end this killing game before, but...
Like, Junko didn't participate in the killing game, and obviously her AI didn't participate in the killing game. What makes you think that the mastermind is one of us standing here right now, alive? You know? That would be behind the scenes. Would Kokichi really put himself in danger?
You were naive.
Especially because we couldn't remember things, right? Just like Junko took advantage of that in the very first killing game.
Huh?
That's what I thought.
Which makes me think none of these kids are the mastermind. Maybe one of them is a traitor, working for the mastermind, but none of them are the mastermind themselves. What if it's someone from Hope's Peak? I don't know.
I knew Kokichi would take advantage of my naivete, simply because it's him.
Maki totally gets me.
That's why. I needed to settle it myself. I took the poison arrows and the crossbow.
Even though we told you so many times not to go and kill him. Even Kaito, you didn't listen to him.
And broke into the hangar with an exisal. But when I entered the hangar, I saw something I never expected.
What?
Kaito and Kokichi were fighting each other.
So Kokichi had already been hit with an arrow. Right.
Kokichi was shot in the arm with a crossbow arrow. Probably by Kaito when he fought back.
Just in the arm?
Both of them stopped and looked at the exisal, most likely surprised by its sudden appearance.
Maybe they were like, because if Kokichi's not the mastermind, maybe he was like, oh my god, it was Maki! She's the mastermind.
Kokichi immediately took out his remote and attempted to control the exisal I was in. I jumped out of the exisal before he could, and shot Kokichi in the back with an arrow.
That means Kaito was shot last?
That should have been enough to stop him, since the arrow was coated with poison.
The Strike 9 poison, correct? But why pick that particular poison? Some of the poisons in my lab were far more lethal.
Maybe she just wanted to be careful.
I wanted Kokichi to confess his true intentions before he died.
Right.
And find out why he was always lying and trying to confuse us.
Then, what's his fate? Did you give him an antidote then?
What do you mean?
How do you know that Kokichi's still alive? If you shot him with a poisoned arrow?
If he was the mastermind, it would have been easier for him to hide in the shadows, right?
Yeah.
He could have made it seem as if the late Junko was secretly behind this killing game.
Why put himself in the front row?
That way, he could reveal himself as the surprise mastermind to liven up the game. Because of his suspicious actions, anyone would already suspect him as the mastermind.
And it would be too obvious that he would be the mastermind.
Especially with that message in the courtyard. Kokichi said it was a hint. But was it necessary for him to go out of his way just for a hint?
Yeah.
As a remnant of despair, I imagine he wanted to feel the despair of his plan being thwarted.
It could be an explanation, but still, it's a shaky one at best.
I think that if he wanted the thrill, he would have carried out the plan carefully. So when his carefully laid out plan goes to waste, he would be in utter despair.
Exactly. He'd rather we crush it without any hints, because then he'd feel true despair. If he just gives us hints and help us defeat him, that's not real despair, because he was kind of expecting it. But if it just comes out of nowhere that his perfectly plotted plan just falls apart because of one thing he overlooked rather than giving us the hint, that would be infinitely more despairful.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maki must have wanted to hear it directly from Kokichi himself.
But it was pointless. I was a fool for thinking I could have a serious talk with him.
Defiant till the end, huh?
What are you talking about? Remnants of despair? What's that?
Exactly. He's confused.
I don't understand anything you're saying. But anyway, why are you starting up the killing game when it should have ended? You already know it's all meaningless, and that I'm the mastermind. Do you love killing that much?
Kokichi!
Shut up, you asshole! I realized it was pointless to continue the conversation, so I shot the final arrow.
The final arrow?
But then,
Kaito dove in the way. Or he stuck his arm out, yeah.
what?
Kaito. Oh no.
Kaito protected Kokichi?
I figured he would. Yes. That makes sense to me. It's more like he's protecting Maki here. Preventing her from killing.
Why? Why would Kaito protect Kokichi?
Maybe there wasn't enough antidote for the two of them.
At that moment, my mind went blank. I knew I had to do something about the poison. I rushed to Shuichi's research lab for the antidote.
So you didn't have the antidote with you at the time?
No, she wasn't expecting to cure him.
I used Strike 9 poison to torture Kokichi for info, but I planned to kill him from the start.
Yeah.
That's so mean!
But that was my first mistake. Because of that,
It's okay, Maki. Just keep going.
You what?
I ended up killing Kaito.
You can't just end the story there and say you killed him, okay? A lot has happened. Could have happened.
When I returned with the antidote, the hangar shutter had been closed.
You couldn't get back in.
I assumed it was Kokichi's doing, but because of that, I couldn't enter the hangar anymore. I needed to give Kaito the antidote somehow, so I went to the bathroom window. Kaito, can you hear me? Quick, drink this antidote! After calling out to him, I chucked the antidote through the bathroom window.
You chucked a glass bottle through the bathroom window?
Kaito noticed it and grabbed the antidote. But Kokichi stole it from him.
Sorry, but I can't die here. Since I'm the mastermind of this killing game.
Why are you adamant about this, Kokichi?
Wait! There's only one antidote!
Oh, you don't have to worry about Kaito. He fulfilled his dream, right?
He went to space.
He already went to space.
Damn it!
Stop!
Oh no. I think it's just so painful because Maki is so stoic and just hearing her voice crack like this and just pleading, that breaks my heart.
Phew, I feel so much better. I guess that's a wrap. Or maybe not, because now another class trial is going to start.
Last trial?
You'll be the Blackened for this case, you know. The Blackened who killed Kaito.
I killed...
Ugh.
Shut it! Screw the class trials. Like hell am I gonna let you have your way?
Damn, these cases are just so emotional.
Kaito! Why did you protect Kokichi? If you didn't help him, then...
I couldn't help it. Even if it's Kokichi, I can't have you kill anybody.
Oh,
What?
Aw, Kaito wasn't protecting me. He was protecting Maki.
exactly.
The situation just got way worse, huh? Maki is gonna become the blackened responsible for killing you. All because you protected me!
And you're not cracked up about that, Kokichi? What does that mean? Are you really the mastermind? I can't think of anyone who would behave so despicable like this.
Don't you worry, Makiro. I'm not gonna die that easily. Just leave it to me. I'll put an end to this killing game.
You're still full of energy, even like that.
Everyone's trying to put an end to this killing game, and look where it's gotten us.
You really are not boring.
What?
I want to see what a dying Kaito can do. So, show me what you've got. I won't meddle with your plans.
What are you...
Don't mind me. Run, Makiro. Just hurry up and run. Run. And live. You gotta live.
Oh, man.
But I refused to give up. I tried to enter the hangar by breaking the control panel with my knife.
But the alarm didn't go off. Why was that?
In the end, I couldn't.
Why didn't you just get one of us? We could have helped you. We could have used our electro hammers on the thing, right? Or does it have to be fully... It has to be fully charged, doesn't it? That's so annoying. What did Kaito teach us? He taught us to rely on our friends. Not to do things alone. Not to take and suffer these burdens by ourselves. You ignored his lesson, Maki.
So that's where the marks on the control panel came from, huh?
I figured it might have been your knife, but the alarm not going off was suspicious. Shuichi?
After that, I returned to the bathroom window once more, but I didn't see anyone. The bathroom door was closed. I called out, but neither Kaito nor Kokichi answered.
I hate seeing Maki so vulnerable like this, you know? It's just, oh. All she wanted was a normal life. She's an assassin, and she's like, she finally finds friends, and this is how, like, it ends, it looks like, with Kaito. She kills him.
I couldn't do anything anymore. All I could do was leave.
Because of one lapse of judgment, just one. She fell back to her old ways.
That's when I made up my mind.
You're going to kill Kokichi no matter what, even if it means we die.
As the Blackened who killed Kaito, I would kill Kokichi during this class trial, in exchange for all of your lives.
Thanks.
So that's what happened.
Then Kokichi, knowing what he knew, still helped Maki cover up her crime?
Was that why you smushed Kaito in the hydraulic press?
Kaito wanted Maki to be spotless. As his friend, I felt obliged to help him.
Really now.
How dare you make fun of him!
She's got the knife out.
You call yourself a friend? You enjoyed watching us suffer! You fucking asshole!
Ooh, Maki is so scary. Good thing I'm in this exisol. Pretty sure Maki would have already killed me if I was out there in the flesh.
I'm pretty sure too. That's if that's even you.
So, what are everyone's plans now? With the truth out in the open, who are you guys gonna vote for? You can vote for me, but if you do, we'll all die together. Or vote for Maki and live. Well, choose whichever you want. I don't care either way.
I mean...
Why? Why are are you so calm? Your life depends on this too.
Can't we, like, abuse the loophole or something? Like the rule where if we have a tie with 2 black-ins?
Who cares? Just choose already. Come on, who are you gonna vote for?
No, we can't vote yet. We don't have the whole truth.
Wow. Shuichi is just not giving up.
This case isn't over.
Huh?
Thank you for telling us everything, Maki. Thanks to you, I finally understand. There's another hidden truth within your testimony.
Oh god. Oh, I'm so excited.
A hidden truth?
Only I can reach it. That's what Kaido said.
Yes, I'm positive. Because there's something wrong with the testimony you've given us.
Yes, just give me a moment. I'll figure something out. Yeah. The part of Maki's testimony that doesn't add up. The control panel being damaged. The alarm should have gone off.
That's it!
That's what I'm so hung up about.
Maki said she used a knife to try to break the control panel and enter the hangar. But that doesn't make sense, because there's an alarm system on the shutter.
That's why you piloted the exisal in the first place. To get in and bypass the alarm. And the barrier, of course, but still.
Oh yeah! The alarm should have gone off if someone got close to the shutter.
I was too focused to notice at the time. But now that you mention it, it is odd.
Maybe the sensor just missed her.
No, she's not that fast.
Nah, the security there isn't that sloppy. If a shady person got near the shutter, the alarm would have gone off without question.
Then why didn't the alarm go off?
All I can think of is someone inputted the code or an electrobomb went off. But if no, it can't be an electrobomb because that would have disabled the panel as well. Right? No hammers was used. No hammer was used, sorry. And an electrobomb would have disabled the operating panel as well as the alarm, so you can't use that. The only thing I can think of is someone used the code. And the only person I can think of who would know this code is Kibo, somehow.
Like I told you, this isn't over. There's still a hidden truth to find.
Or Kokichi knows the code, but why would he turn the alarm off? That's right. There must be some kind of reason behind all these oddities. Finding that reason will help us find the hidden truth. Because wasn't Kibo there last night? Alright, here we go. Here we fucking go. Alright, I'm ready. What happened?
I did attempt to enter the hangar,
Maki, I'm gonna save you.
and I tried to destroy the control panel with my knife.
You did, I know
At the
that.
time, the alarm system didn't go off.
Strange.
But if you had approached the shutter, the alarm would have activated with 100% certainty.
Maybe it was just broken.
Perhaps it was turned to a special setting?
Special setting.
Or maybe Maki is telling a lie. Did you really try to break the control panel with a knife?
I'm not going to tell any more lies.
Thank you, Maki. Especially now that she's been caught, right? It seemed like the alarm system itself was working properly. So what can we learn from that?
I did.
Let's look at it. Hangar's front shutter is protected by an electric barrier, and if someone approaches it, an alarm will sound throughout the academy. The alarm can be disabled with the alarm remote. The control panel for the electric barrier is next to the shutter. It has marks on it, as though it was struck by something sharp. So not only the code, but the alarm can be disabled with the alarm remote. Who had the remote? Kokichi had the remote. But like I said, why would he turn the alarm off, yet keep the shutter closed? Does that make sense?
I did attempt to enter the hangar, and I tried to destroy the control panel with my
Patches
knife.
electronic lock.
At the time,
crossbow.
the alarm system didn't go off.
If we look at the electrobomb itself as well... What the hell happened here? When used, it scatters particles that interfere with electromagnetic waves, rendering electronic communication and sensors unusable. Lasts for about 2 hours and covers an area of about 50 yards. Each can only be used once. Okay, maybe this doesn't actually disable the panel. This was to disable the barrier. Oh no, sorry, this disabled the alarm, right? I can't remember what happened. I used the hammer on the panel, and we used the electrobomb to disable the alarm. Didn't we? Right, so that means an electrobomb was used.
But if you had approached the shutter, the alarm would have activated with one...
That's wrong!
There we go. An electrobomb was used.
There is a way to disable the alarm system. An electrobomb would take it down.
Sorry, I forgot that electrobombs only disable communication. It doesn't disable electronics, so that wouldn't have disabled the panel, so maybe a code wasn't used. There you go.
But Maki only had one bomb, and she used it during the raid this morning.
Unless she had another. But that doesn't appear to be the case. That means Kokichi or Kaito used one.
Then the only other person who could have used one is Kokichi, right?
Unless Kaito got the upper hand.
Huh? Why would I use an electrobomb? I had no reason to shut off the alarm, right? I'd be at a disadvantage if I did that.
I guess so. I can't come up with a reason why Kokichi would want to cut the alarm.
But we know that the alarm system was neutralized. It had to be. In that case, then I really like this pose of Shuichi where he's just in deep thought and he's got the hand over his mouth.
I've got it! Disabling the alarm system wasn't the real objective.
They were trying to disable communications with the exosols?
What?
Were they? The main objective of Kokichi using an electrobomb was... keep Kibo away? Oh, disable the safety function. Really?
That's it!
So he did use one to disable the safety
It was to
function.
deactivate the safety function on the press.
That would make Kokichi the blackened. Because that would mean the press is the thing that killed Kaito.
Deactivate the safety function?
The electrobomb wouldn't have just taken down the alarm system. It also would have disabled the hydraulic press's safety function.
That's true, but why would he do that?
Because he expected that I would figure out that Maki would be the blackened, would all vote for Maki. She's actually not the blackened, it was Kokichi all along. And he gets to leave this killing game as the
There's
winner.
only one reason that anyone would want to do that. But if I'm right, it means that we've been thinking about this all wrong.
Holy shit.
All wrong.
A master plan. Worthy of the ultimate supreme leader. What aspect of this case runs contrary to the new evidence? Kaito's cause of death.
That's it! Kaito's cause of death.
Then he really was killed by that press.
What?
If the electrobomb was used while Maki was trying to deliver the antidote, maybe Kaito didn't die by poison. It could be something else entirely.
How would we know? Yes, the cause of death could now be the hydraulic press itself.
This is it!
Oh, jeez. Oh,
The
this is a
hydraulic
slippery
press.
slope.
Kaito could have been killed by the press after all.
But do we know for sure? I suppose it makes sense. Why would you use the electrobomb otherwise, right? It seems a bit much to use that just to pretend to kill him and everything, right? Because we never would have deduced this.
What? He could have?
If the safety was off, the press could have crushed Kaito while he was still alive.
Right after I threw the antidote, I tried to open the shutter. So, Kaito should have still been alive.
Except he was dragged there because of that huge blood trail. And from your testimony, he was still alive, talking. I mean, maybe the poison would have made him weak and he couldn't fight back, I guess? Still, something tells me it wouldn't be that easy to just drag him in a continuous trail like that without him fighting back.
And if he was crushed by the hydraulic press after that, then we have our cause of death.
If that's the case, it'd mean the one who killed Kaito wasn't Maki.
It would be whoever was operating the hydraulic press. Kokichi.
Damn it. Kokichi?
I see. Very impressive. The hydraulic press could have been the cause of death. But that's just a possibility.
What do you mean?
It's possible that I killed Kaito with the press, but there's no way to know. Kaito's death could have been either the poison arrow or the hydraulic press.
Yep.
Both causes are possible, but you'll never be able to determine it,
Unless we split our votes.
no matter what.
No matter what?
That's not true. We can probably solve this mystery too. Right, Shuichi?
Please, don't put all this pressure on me. Is it really possible to determine Kaito's actual cause of death? Was Kaito's cause of death the poisoned arrow or the hydraulic press? Is it possible to tell? It must be, right? Because how would Monokuma or the master... damn it. I'm just gonna say it's possible. Nope. No, there's no evidence that determines the cause of death absolutely. Huh? Shuichi, it can't be. I don't want to accept it either. I don't want to believe it, but there is no evidence. We won't know for sure.
I hate to admit it, but Kokichi is right. We have no way to prove the cause of death.
What did you say?
You can't check the body, and you don't have any conclusive evidence. You can't deduce any more from here on out. There's no way to know what happened.
See, Nagito, this is how you make a mystery that's unsolvable.
But I know, because I was actually involved.
Do you, though? What if he died at the last second before the press crushed him?
So that's what you were trying to do. You were trying to commit an unsolvable murder.
Do you finally get it? Yep, that was my plan.
So you're not the mastermind?
The gimmick of this murder case isn't the unknown victim,
It's the unknown culprit.
but rather the unknowable culprit. No one understands but me. Only I know the answer. There's no more room for deduction here. Choose the culprit with your own intuition.
Ugh!
Intuition?
Are you troubled? I'm sure robots don't have intuition, right?
Oh, man. Damn it!
But there's nothing you can do about it. This is just how the trial goes.
This is so frustrating. Kokichi is about to get away with this.
So, who is the culprit? Maki or me? The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face off. It's voting time!
It's that time already? If I refuse to vote, I die, right? I mean, I suppose we should also see what happens if I don't vote. So, you know what? I'm going to abstain here. I'm abstaining. Because I wouldn't know what to choose anyway. Time up.
Hey, that's my line. I'm the one who decides when it's voting time.
That's correct.
Oh, come on. No one's gonna figure out the truth. Let's just vote already. This won't be a problem, right, Monokuma? Because you know who the culprit is, don't you? Just like you always do.
Which is questionable.
Huh?
How do you always know?
Yes, of course.
In the first game, it was the surveillance cameras. In the second game, it's because it was a literal computer program and you were a virus. And in this case...
Yeah? What kind of a reaction is that?
The culprit, you say? Yes, of course I know.
What?
Why do you seem so flustered?
Are you acting?
Flustered? Me? What are you talking about?
What's going on with Monokuma right now?
Monokuma? Do you not know who the culprit is either?
Huh? Oh, what do you mean I don't know? What don't I know, huh?
How?
You don't know, do you?
So what's the point of hosting this class trial?
What does this mean? Why doesn't Monokuma know who the culprit is?
Because his senses were off. He was under strict observation, wasn't he? Monokuma doesn't know who the culprit is either? If Monokuma doesn't know, what does that tell us about this case? Wait, this case?
Yes, that's it! So that's what Kokichi's real objective was!
Please, enlighten me, Shuichi.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Kokichi wasn't just trying to commit a murder that we couldn't figure out.
A murder that Monokuma couldn't figure out.
He was trying to commit a murder that Monokuma couldn't figure out either.
How the hell did he manage to achieve this?
A murder Monokuma couldn't figure out?
But what's the point of that? Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma.
That's what we've been assuming.
But consider how many elements of this case would be cleared up. Prior to this case, Monokuma always knew the specific details of each crime, correct?
Otherwise, how would he be able to confirm our suspicions of who the Blackened is, right?
That must mean that he was using some way of monitoring us.
Perhaps there are hidden cameras, strategically placed to avoid our detection.
That's how it was in the past, or not really hidden, but cameras nonetheless.
I can't say for certain, but he must be keeping watch somehow.
The electrobomb must have had something to do with it.
Kokichi probably used the electrobomb to scramble whatever that was. The electrobomb would prevent any cameras from sending video wirelessly.
Right, so Monokuma has no idea what happened in that hangar.
Which means it wouldn't matter where the surveillance cameras were hidden.
Like I said, what's the point? Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma!
What?
Before we determine that for sure, I want to make one thing clear. If the objective were to create a crime that would stump Monokuma, the exisals... Yes, the exisals weren't protecting Monokuma. They were...
They were detaining him, imprisoning him. The 4 exisals in the courtyard around Monokuma. They were watching him, bullying him.
That's it!
Oh, exciting!
They were watching Monokuma.
I wonder if this isn't Kokichi's first rodeo. What if he attempted to do the same in case 4 and it just failed because we were too smart for our own good? But then he revealed what happened anyway. I don't know. But then Monokuma knew the answer, so...
Watching him?
Yes. Remember what Monokuma said earlier in the investigation?
Oh, at the time, the exisals were on autopilot and directed to only observe me. I knew they
If
weren't
they were
guarding him.
protecting him like bodyguards, they wouldn't have been facing him.
They would have been facing outward, watching for anyone incoming.
They would have been scanning the area, watching us. But they weren't. That implies that they weren't watching us. They were watching him. They were trying to make sure that Monokuma wouldn't go near the crime scene.
That reminds me. Before I stole an exisal, all 4 units were focused on Monokuma.
That allows you to steal the exisal without the others interfering, right? I thought it was because you threw an electrobomb to disable Kokichi's controls. But apparently not. Apparently it was that easy to just hijack an exisal.
That's why when I stole one to enter the hangar, the other 3 didn't pursue me.
Weren't you expecting a fight?
So Monokuma must have been talking about Maki.
Even if it puts someone at a disadvantage, the class trial must always be fair. The person who shared that info with me didn't seem interested in sharing it with you guys. So you share it instead. That way it'll be fair to all the participants.
She didn't want to share that information because it would have linked her to the murder.
Right. Fell to me to reveal it.
In which case, it could only be Maki.
You're right.
So to summarize this discussion, Kokichi used the electrobomb in the hangar and the exiles to watch Monokuma
To ensure the real mastermind, or Monokuma, could not determine who the killer is, or the cause of death, or anything of the sort.
thereby creating a scenario in which Monokuma has no idea who the culprit is?
I told you there's no point. Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma!
No, Kokichi might not be controlling Monokuma at all.
It's a lie.
What?
But Kokichi's the mastermind, right? Shouldn't he be controlling Monokuma?
Kokichi might not be the mastermind.
Here we go, this is it!
What?
The brakes are out! We're going downhill!
Remember that the only reason we think that is because Kokichi told us.
There's no stopping this roller coaster now.
Monokuma hasn't said a word about that. It's possible that Kokichi is just lying to us.
No way I lied!
Yes, way you could have lied.
I'm definitely controlling Monokuma. The mastermind of the killing game is totally me. The one who pitted humanity's last survivors against each other is... all me, baby.
That's right. He's a remnant of despair. How'd we forget that?
He probably doesn't even know what a remnant of despair is.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's the mastermind.
Just a traitor.
Well, I guess. But is that really possible?
Well, Monokuma,
Silence.
I can't answer that without causing problems, because I gotta run this trial fair and square.
Even more reason to give us the answer. If you don't tell us the truth right now, you'll be an accomplice to Kokichi's lies.
Ooh.
Does that sound like a fair game? Would you say this class trial is fair?
Yeah, tell us. Is Kokichi the real mastermind or not?
No need to think about it. You're being way too forward, you know?
Aren't you normally the forward one?
Ooh, Monokuma fires back.
I mean, I don't mind, because that's probably part of your strategy, too. But in the interest of fairness, I suppose it's time to tell the truth.
Uh-oh.
Unlike the lies you love so much, the truth should be impartial to everyone.
If Kokichi is the culprit here and Monokuma says this, I'd be very pissed off because that ruins my plan to get away with it.
and what is that truth?
I'm not being controlled by Kokichi, because he's not the mastermind.
Shock horror. No way. I can't believe it. The game pulled the wool over my eyes this entire time.
What?
Is that really true?
He played a convincing role. A convincing role. But on a meta level, he can't be the mastermind.
Kokichi was just messing with you. I never once said he was the mastermind.
Then it was all Kokichi's lie?
Yes.
Yeah, that is what that would mean. With the key from the last motive, he was the first to learn the truth of the outside world.
And he just spun the context around and made a tale to tell us that seemed believable.
Based on his deductions, he fabricated a lie to make you all think he was the mastermind.
Like I said, the outside world, it could be 100 years, it could be a week. The whole entire world could be destroyed, it could be just this one specific part of Earth. We could not even be on Earth. It could be, even though, you know, there's signs of, you know, Japanese stuff and everything, so it's probably Earth.
I see. Kokichi's own deductions.
Do you want to know? Then I'll tell you. I'm getting kind of bored with all the lying, so everything I say now will be the truth, okay?
His deductions got a lot of details right, though. Pretty impressive, honestly.
Uh-oh. Okay. Like I said, though, the best way to lie is to intertwine it with the truth. so you can't tell what's the lie and what's true. Not to mention, it's easier to remember and play a convincing, consistent role.
But what about the exosols? If Kokichi wasn't the mastermind, how'd he control them so easily?
Where'd he get that control from?
He just used Mew's remote control, right?
She invented one? Mew's remote control.
So the remote that Kokichi was using was made by Mew?
She found a way to hijack the exosols.
Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Mew not only invented the electrobomb and the electrohammer,
Damn it, Mew. Why do you have to be so useful?
she also made a remote control that can hijack any electronic device.
The ultimate inventor.
Kokichi just slapped a receiver on each of the exosols and took them for a spin.
I really like that, you know, people are still contributing even though, like, they're dead, right? Like Mew and everything.
Hey, isn't it a bit unfair to tell them all that?
Fairness has nothing to do with it. I offered up that info purely out of spite.
Yeah, I figured that much. You've been using Monokuma too much, and I don't think he's happy.
Spite towards you for trying to usurp the mastermind's role and take over the game.
You flew too close to the sun there, Kokichi.
Well, whatever. It's way more interesting to defeat an enemy who plays dirty anyway.
What's going on? It seems like they're actually fighting.
There's no doubt about it. Kokichi isn't the mastermind.
Were we just being dragged around by Kokichi's lies the whole time?
Unfortunately.
What were you trying to accomplish by pretending to be the mastermind, Kokichi?
And you dare just say shits and giggles.
Yeah! Now you're gonna be all quiet? This is so frustrating.
Then if he's not the mastermind, who is?
Why are you so certain there's even a mastermind to begin with?
Because who's controlling you? What's going on? Why are we in this killing game? What?
What do you mean?
Why, that's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know.
But I wanna know.
Yeah, I want to know too. The real mastermind is not Kokichi. Who could it be? I was thinking it was Junko Enoshima, but that can't be it. She's dead, and her alter ego is destroyed. Surely there's nothing left of her. She's dead. We've never come into contact with her. If so, who's done this? Who planned this killing game?
Anyway, this conversation has flown off the rails. Let's get things back on track.
Alright, keep it on the back of your mind, Shuichi. Let's focus on the here and now.
This class trial is to figure out who the culprit is, not the mastermind.
No, that's reserved for Chapter 6.
So, yeah, get to talking.
I agree. Before we worry about who the mastermind is or what my intent is,
No, he's becoming more straightforward now.
let's figure out the culprit!
Damn it! He still wants to play this game?
But Monokuma doesn't know who it is. How is he supposed to confirm the results?
This is such an interesting trial, like, wow. It's way different than any other we've been in.
We don't need to worry about that. Let's just leave the decision-making to Monokuma. But you gotta run the class trial too. So no mistakes, okay?
Are you trying to get me to do something?
It's his MO. That's what he does best. Try to manipulate.
You've been watching us solve all these cases, but you can't be a spectator anymore.
You have to help us solve it too.
You're gonna participate in the class trial from here on out.
He has literally hijacked the game and became a temporary mastermind.
So, let's resume this class trial. Monokuma, you gotta use your brain too.
I wonder. How? Maybe this is going to give us a clue as to who is controlling Monokuma.
This will be the final class trial. Me versus Monokuma.
Oh, this is so cool!
You versus Monokuma?
When I play a game, I intend to win.
It's just so cool!
But what's considered winning in this game? Beating the other players?
Oh, I love this music.
No. Beating the game's mastermind is the true victory. And that's how I'll win! That's why I decided to challenge Monokuma!
This is so hype right now. I'm trying not to yell out because it's the middle of the night.
If I can deceive Monokuma till the very end, then I'll be the winner!
At least when I play in the middle of the night, my neighbors can't distract me.
You're dragging us around like this? Just so you can win a game?
He doesn't know he's a Hope's Peak Academy student.
As I suspected, your thought process defies all logic.
But since the outside world is in total ruin, this game is the only entertainment we have. At least I can enjoy this game to the fullest and feel good winning.
Before you die.
You really are a remnant of despair. Your way of thinking is just chaotic.
I wonder if he's gonna say, you keep saying Remnant of Despair. I don't know what that is.
Remnant of despair? Whatevs. Let's just get this started.
Ugh. If only someone brought that flashback light with them.
If the students or Monokuma don't know who the culprit is, then I'm the winner.
Don't underestimate me, or Shuichi and the others for that matter.
Ooh. This is so odd because Monokuma's on our side now. He's had enough of Kokichi, or she, depending on whoever's controlling Monokuma. What?
It's just like a remnant of despair to try to assume control of the game. But these kids are all that's left of Hope's Peak Academy.
Which means Makoto and everyone else has been wiped out, huh?
If you think they're gonna make this easy for you, you better think again.
And you said these kids are all that's left of Hope's Peak Academy. You didn't include yourself in that.
Whose side are you taking here?
Side? Isn't it obvious? Monokuma joins your party.
Ultimate Despair Headmaster.
Who invited you?
Are you gonna join us down here in the circle? Or are you gonna stay on your throne?
Now, let's join forces and unravel the truth behind this case.
Oh wow, we got Monokuma's brain to help us.
Well, we were going to do it anyway.
Oh, this is so good.
Let's just ignore Monokuma. His actions are always beyond comprehension.
Well, Kokichi's are as well, so maybe we need to fight fire with fire here. We need someone whose actions are always beyond comprehension to help deduce someone else's actions that are always beyond comprehension.
Yeah! Let's just focus on the case.
Hey, be quiet so we can ignore you.
Now, where should we start? We've already established what Kokichi is after.
Victory.
He's just gonna keep talking anyway, isn't he?
In my experience, whenever you learn a new fact,
Oh,
you learn something else along with it.
so Monokuma's teachings here.
Yes, let's look for that.
You warmed up to him real fast. I guess you are both robots.
Well, at least Kibo's finally got some company that can appreciate him. So, another truth comes out. That piece of evidence makes more sense now. The evidence that I couldn't wrap my head around. The, exosoul's protecting Monokuma? No. I already know about that! We need evidence of what I don't know about!
Damn it!
Everyone's staring at me, I screwed up, they think I'm a fraud. Kokichi's disappearance then? Not even Monokuma, I guess, could have seen him. Ugh. What am I missing here? What doesn't Monokuma know? If Monokuma doesn't know who the culprit is, what evidence needs to be analyzed again? The Monokuma file number 5. No? Oh my god.
No.
Okay, I'm rushing it too much now. Okay, slow down, slow down. What doesn't he know? The video.
This is it!
Alright. Sorry about that. Momentary.
Let's
I got
discuss
so
the
distracted
video
by
of
everything
Kaito
else.
being crushed by the hydraulic press.
Supposedly unedited footage. that Monokuma said wasn't edited on any computer or anything. He's just lying there.
Kokichi said that he filmed that video to prove he was not the victim. But we know that Kokichi was trying to mislead Monokuma. So what about the video? It's pretty strange to present evidence that condemns you after all.
Then
Just suspicious.
what kind of mistake was Kokichi trying to get me to make?
He was trying to get you to deduce who the culprit is by showing you that video. Or say, no, sorry.
Maybe he crushed Kaito with a hydraulic press, so the cause of death would be unknown?
But if that were the only objective, there would be no need to film it.
Why did he film it?
Discovering the crushed body would have been enough. No need to show us the film.
And then cut the power to it? You could either show us the film or not cut the power and let us raise the hydraulic press ourselves and see what happened.
That's true.
I guess you're starting to fit in after all. If you get any cuter, I'm gonna hug you.
Oh, why is everyone warring up to Monokuma? He's still the enemy, you know.
Huh? Really?
There must be a reason you went out of your way to show us the body being crushed.
Why? All I can think of is that sudden stop before it crushes Kaito.
No reason, really. That's just my twisted personality.
You're lying again, Kokichi. There is a method to your madness. If you wanted Monokuma to make a mistake, then showing us the video. It must have something to do with trying to fool Monokuma. Taking the video of the murder, but keeping the victim's identity hidden. What does it show? What doesn't it show? It shows the victim. Okay. Okay, there we go. I like to think I would have got that anyway without the first letter, so we'll take that.
The victim.
Huh?
Is it even possible? Is it? No, that's a question for later. For now, we know that.
If you show the moment of Kaito's death, of course it would lead us to believe he died.
So Kaito might not be dead after all.
Even if we can't positively identify the body, we would still believe Kaito was the victim.
Because it's indisputable evidence. We saw him lying under the hydraulic press. It goes down, squishes him. Which means Monokuma doesn't even know who died. He doesn't know if it's Kaito or Kokichi.
And that might be exactly the mistake Kokichi was going for.
Does that mean the victims were switched?
Switched?
What does this mean?
Then it was some other dead body that got crushed by the hydraulic press?
Some other dead body? But there's no morgue or anything like in the previous game where they got it from.
What?
Where would he even get another body?
Think. Getting another body? Can't use the map now. Another body.
There should be plenty to choose from if you reuse the body of a former victim.
If there was an unknown body, then we could guess the victim was switched.
But we don't know previous victims' whereabouts now. They've been cleaned up.
But too bad! Switching the victims was impossible.
He made it clear that his arm was still there, so he didn't just change all of a sudden. Yeah.
The footage showed the body being crushed.
I thought he might have rolled away or something, but nope.
When in the footage would they have been able to switch the victim?
Before it was even taken? Which would mean that that's not Kaito.
And we already established that the footage was not doctored in any way. The camera doesn't have any editing functions. Just play, record, and pause.
So you can't cut things out. You can only play, record, and pause.
Monokuma also said that no computer was used to edit the footage. Remember?
Damn it! Me and my big mouth!
Which means switching out the victim would not be possible.
So what did you do? What did you do? I can't see anything here. But his jacket's off. Like, why is his jacket off? And placed like that? And that shirt, you know? Kind of, the design on it reminds me of Nagito's shirt. Anyway, I digress. Like, why? Is there anything strange about this? I'm trying to look at that reflection in the pole there to see if the power cord was already broken. Doesn't seem to be the case. So it just comes down, squashes him like a bug. He's just lying there. Is there any way to disprove that's Kaito in the first place? It looks like him. Very convincing. I was about to say maybe there's because there's no blood on his arm there, on his left arm. If it went through his sleeve there, his jacket sleeve, then how come there's no blood on his white shirt either? Oh. The blood stain. There's no blood stain. There's no blood stain on this video. Right? That's why I said it was weird. Why would he just like drag Kaito there to get crushed by the hydraulic press? He was still conscious then. There's no blood on this video. Why didn't I think of that? I don't know. Yeah, there should have been, right? Because there was blood leading all the way to the hydraulic press. Which means... that bloodstain is actually taking him out of the hydraulic press towards the bathroom. And then what, flushing the little bits and down the toilet?
Also, if the victim was switched, then that would mean Kaito is still alive.
Okay, what does that mean now?
We already discussed this so many times.
Unless I'm missing
the chance
something.
of that happening is impossible.
It might be possible.
But I'm sure there was supposed to be a blood stain there.
Huh?
There could be a trick to make the switch possible. We just haven't noticed it yet.
Oh, and what trick is that? See? You don't know, do you? I already said it's impossible.
Maki's not wrong. There is a way it could be done.
Okay, alright. More bluffing.
So we can't just give up here.
Okay, there had to be a way.
Hey, Shuichi. I'll think harder about this as well.
I know you will.
So, can you confirm whether or not the victims switch places?
I know you want to know this.
If Kaito is... alive or not?
Maki.
I'll find a way.
I don't like the thought that I killed Kaito.
I know you don't, okay?
I don't want that.
Oh, she's crying! I want to hug her right now.
Okay then. Let's talk about the possibility that Maki mentioned.
Himiko, if you call her that again...
Yes, please.
Oh, she doesn't care anymore. She just wants to know if Kaito's alive.
Oh, okay. Then let's all talk it over together.
Okay. Together. And don't forget, you're not alone. Don't try to do everything yourself. It's only gonna wear you out. When times are hard, you gotta rely on your friends. Remember that, Maki. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
I'm having so much fun.
Jeez, you guys are a stubborn bunch. There's no trick.
Sorry, Kokichi, but we gotta take you down.
That's probably another lie.
Even Monokuma's had enough of your shtick.
However, if the victims were switched, then that would mean the footage was altered. How could it have been altered when we know that the footage wasn't edited?
If we could figure that out, maybe we'd know how they switched places.
I knew there was a trick to that video the whole time.
There always is.
Kokichi made it, so it's 100% suspicious.
You're right. I should have thought of that. A trick to that video. Wait, what? Oh, there's the blood stain. That wasn't there in the picture. What? You can't be doing that now. What? Did you see that? There's blood on the shirt there, and there's no blood here. What a farce. How is this a fair trial again? What could it be? What's suspicious about it? Still, there was no blood trail. Alright. Here we go. Let's see if it pops up as a truth bullet. No.
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out!
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in that video. Was it
Filming
really
angle.
Kaito?
Something seemed off about that video to me.
It's always the angle,
When the
isn't
hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
it? Yeah, that too.
Could it be that the video was shot at another location?
Another location?
Any other bright ideas? Come on, everybody, speak up!
Wait! Hang on. I feel like someone said something that gives us a clue. If we put our heads together, we can find the smallest hope. We won't fall into despair. Wait! Hang on! Something off about the angle. Possibly? It's a weird shot. I can't remember what the hangar looks like. Let's review my
Must be
bullets.
some
Murder
trick
video,
to that
hydraulic
video.
press, safety
That's
function,
what you all
Kaito's
gotta
coat,
figure out!
electrobomb, hangar's front
There
shutter.
is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
No editing function on the camera. A video shot with a camera from the exisal. It shows the moment Kaito was crushed by the hydraulic press. What? No, I can't figure this out. There's some... The electrobomb, it scatters particles that interfere with electromagnetic waves, rendering electronic communication and sensors unusable. Lasts for about 2 hours. Okay, hang on. Kaito's coat. When the body was discovered, only the left sleeve was sticking out from the hydraulic press. Safety function. Maybe this is it. It stopped for a brief moment. This is the safety note. It stopped when it detected he was still alive.
Did
Let's
the
try
placement
this
of that
first.
camera seem suspicious to any of you?
I'll agree with Kiba.
The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you?
The person in that video.
I just want to listen to the rest of it though.
Was it really Kaito?
Something seemed off about that video to me. When the hydraulic press stopped...
No, it's not that. You think so too, right, Shuichi? The hydraulic press wouldn't stop when I lay underneath it, but it did stop for Kaito. This is obviously robophobia. I'll never forgive that bigoted hydraulic press.
Oh no!
I made a mistake. I need to think it over again. It's nothing to do with robophobia, Kibo. Damn it. Okay. Let's listen to the whole debate one more
Must
time.
be some trick to that video.
That's what you all gotta figure out!
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the placement of that camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
Filming angle.
The person in that video.
Or
Was it
Maki's
really
still
Kaito?
hung up on whether it's Kaito or not.
Something seemed off about
Let's
that
buy some
video to
time.
me. When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
Could it be that the video was shot at another location?
Any other bright ideas? Come on, everybody, speak up!
I feel like someone said something that gives us a clue. Okay. I don't think it was filmed in another location. There's only one exisal hangar and one hydraulic press. So that can't be it. So we hone in now on Tsurugi's one, or Kibo's. But Kibo's one I got
There
wrong
must
already.
be some trick to that video.
When the hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
Why did it stop? Why did it stop? No, not that. Sorry. I'm running out of time.
There must be some trick to that video.
Okay, Tsurugi.
Gotta figure out.
There is no trick. You can check, but there's no editing function.
That camera.
Did the placement of that camera suspicious to any of you? The filming
Angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
No. It's wrong anyways. You agree, right, Shuichi? You can see things well at that angle. But I don't know how that helps us.
I was wrong!
Okay, it's not that either. Damn it! I can't. Why am I stuck?
There must be some trick to that video.
That's what you.
Ugh, keep buying time while I think about this. What is the trick to this video?
Something seemed off about that video to me.
I'm gonna try
When
and
the
shoot
hydraulic press.
this again. There we go.
I agree!
I was right. It is the bigoted damn hydraulic press. I just used the wrong function. Wrong bullet, sorry.